soda and vinegar, you probably think of model volcanoes.
Yep, sure do.
But today we are going to use this chemical reaction in a different way.
We are? How?
Well, when baking soda and vinegar mix, they create carbon dioxide. We are going to trap that gas into a bottle to use it to launch our rocket.
So it's a gas rocket.
Gas rocket.
When we put in the stopper, the air pressure will build and build until...
Whoosh! The stopper and all the gas shoot out of the bottom.
And when all that gas shoots out through the bottle will shoot up.
Ah, so it uses Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Yes, actually, the first action is the rush of gas through the bottle's opening.
The second is the bottle rocketing the atmosphere. Or at least off the ground, hopefully.
Sweet, let's try it. Can we try this at home?
Yes, you can. In the yard. With your mom. First, fill it half full of vinegar.
Tear a piece of paper towel into one layer, then tear it into 4 pieces. Are you ready? I'm ready. Put 1 tablespoon of baking soda on the paper towel and wrap it up.
That was cool, but what did it have to do with real rockets?
Have you ever noticed what happens to a balloon when you let the air out? The air goes one way and the balloon moves the opposite direction.
Oh, like a rocket. The gases shooting out push the rocket forward.
Exactly. Well, believe it or not, real rockets work the same way.
Yeah, except that rockets that launch into orbit weigh hundreds of tons and use rocket fuel to blast off.
Oh man, I'd like to see something more like that.
Oh, hello. My name is Willow Ross. I love to look up at the sky at night and see the glowing moon and twinkling stars. Don't you? I think today's artist did too.
Hi, Willow. What's that?
Hi, Ed. That's The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
No, the shiny thing in the corner.
That's the moon. Wouldn't the moon be a lovely place to visit?
Well, I'd like to visit the moon, but I don't think I'd like to.
Ed, the music part is at the end.
What's with all the swirls?
I would imagine that's the wind.
Ah, so he can paint with all the colors of the wind?
See how the stars and moon shine through the swirls?
Oh, I think I hear a wolf cry.
And the cool mountains in the distance.
I can sing with the voices of the mountain.
Ed, stop. Let's look at some more of Van Gogh's work. Ooh.
Ah! Feels hot.
Yes, the sun is blazing in this one.
Neat.
The moon is in this one too.
I really would like to visit the moon.
Me too. Rockets are powered by a special internal combustion engine. When the fuel begins to burn, it produces hot gases that escape through the rear of the rocket.
And when that happens, the rocket is thrust forward just like my balloon.
Model rockets are a neat way to see this in action.
Let's try it!
For our launch, we have purchased a ready-to-fly rocket that is good for beginners.
Will our rocket go to the moon?
The farthest point your rocket reaches in flight is called the apogee. The box says it will go 675 feet, and the moon is 238,900 miles away, so probably not.
Aww. Can we strap Mr. Fuzzles to it?
That would be a pretty heavy payload for our little rocket.
Sorry, Mr. Fuzzles. I guess you can't be an astronaut after all.
You should be at least 10 years old to build and launch model rockets, and children under the age of 12 should have adult supervision.
So if you are 10, you can do this in the park with your mom?
Don't worry, you can do the countdown and hold the camera.
3, 2, 1. Ignition.
Okay, I'm here. When are you guys gonna launch the rocket to the moon?
We just did.
Yeah, it was great.
But
Oh man, even Mr. Fuzzles got to see it. I miss all the good stuff.
But it didn't go to the moon, silly. It would take a much bigger rocket to do that.
Like when Apollo 11 sent men for the moon the very first time.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Wow, mission control.
I bet we can send Mr. Fuzzles to the moon from here.
Hey, where's Ed?
Apollo 11, 15 July 1969, Cape Kennedy, Florida.
Excuse me, young lady.
What are you doing here? Who authorized the blue pig?
I was just wondering what's going on.
We're launching a rocket to the moon. Security!
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start.
11 Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good.
That blue pig is on the shuttle!
I'm landing on the moon!
Sunday, July 20th, 1969, as the first man from Earth prepared to set foot upon the moon.
Very fine grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder.
I'm the first puppet on the moon.
Now, man,
Come on, Neil
it's very fine.
Armstrong. You are so slow.
Now, step off the limb. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
And it even did a leap for Bobby.
Hey, Neil, that little blue fella just floated off.
Oh dear, we seem to have lost Ed.
I wonder what it'd be like to explore the rest of the solar system.
Hey, I'm Geography Jim.
I'm Geography Jim, and I'll be your guide today on this tour of the solar system. Hey, is that a comet? Oh, it's Ed. Gotcha!
It's cold way out there. Jinx, where are we going?
Neptune! It's the 8th and farthest planet from the sun. A big ball of frozen water.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like the blue-green color. But what about Pluto?
Didn't you hear? It's not a planet anymore.
Oh, right.
And look, here's Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet surrounded by 13 rings and 27 moons. I know. And if you look out the window, now you will see Saturn, the 6th planet. Saturn has rings that surround it made of rock and ice. The biggest planet, Jupiter, has 6 to 3 known moons. It's the 5th planet from the sun.
What's that big red spot?
The Great Red Spot is a giant storm twice as big as the Earth.
Whoa.
Hold on, we are now traveling through the asteroid belt as we now approach through the inner planets. There's Mars, 4th planet. It's also called the Red Planet.
Is it hot there?
Not really. It's about twice as far from the sun as Earth. A hot summer day would be about 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's not too bad. What about winter?
It's about 200 degrees below freezing.
200 degrees below freezing? Yikes! What planet is next?
The most interesting planet in the solar system. It's the 3rd planet from the sun, Earth.
Home sweet home.
Did you know that Earth is 70% water? It's just at the right distance from the sun for water to remain a liquid. That's why there is so much life here. And there's Venus, the 2nd planet from the sun, is covered in volcanoes. In fact, it's the hottest planet in the solar system because of its thick atmosphere.
It is getting warm now.
And finally, the 1st planet from the sun, Mercury. It's a big ball of iron.
Phew, it's hot in here. Wait, where are we going now?
The last stop of the tour, the sun. The sun is a massive ball of burning gas.
Doesn't this thing have air conditioning?
It's on full blast, Ed. Say, aren't Papa's house flammable?
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess that's the end of our tour.
Oh dear, we seem to have lost Ed.
Exploration with a Spark by Jeannie K. Fulbright is one of the informative textbooks in the Apologia Young Explorer series. It talks about the solar system and details about each planet. I like this book because it has cool experiments. I recommend this book for children 6 and up.
Last Off to Earth, a look at geography, is the book that I chose. It is by Lauren Letty and is a fun look at geography through an alien's eye. I would give this book 3 stars out of 5 because the aliens are silly. I would recommend this book to children 6 to 8 years old.
Well, that's it for today.
Not so fast, I do believe we have a musical guest.
Really?
Yes, joining us live all the way from outer space is Mom and Dad! No, Brian. No, Mom and Dad.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. 10, ground control